So today we are going to discuss about the heat transfer to boiling liquids. So normally we are knowing about the boiling, what exactly the boiling is. It is the process in which liquid is going to transfer in terms of vapor. So if phase change takes place from liquid to vapor, then it is called as boiling. And normally boiling takes place with reference to the temperature of that particular liquid. Whatever the liquid, the boiling point of liquid, if it achieves, then this liquid is going to convert into vapor. Then it is called as boiling. Simple example, boiling point of water at atmospheric pressure is 100 degrees Celsius. So when temperature is achieved 100 degrees Celsius, then that water is going to convert into steam or vapor. So if we take the heat flux, that is Q by A, Q is nothing but the rate of heat transfer, and if it is with reference to area, then it is called as heat flux. So this heat flux can be written as H into delta T, or Q by A heat flux is proportional to the temperature difference or the driving force of the heat transfer, right? So this delta T can be written as TW minus TS when the boiling is occurs in the submerged surface or with the help of some metallic surface. So what exactly this TW? TW is nothing but the temperature of the surface. Normally it is metallic surface, maybe of furnace, maybe of boiler, etc. And this TS is saturation temperature of that liquid, right? So this is the condition. It means TW greater than TS. So when the surface temperature is greater than the saturation temperature, then and then only this boiling takes place, right? So this is the basic phenomena of boiling. And when this boiling takes place in pool, then it is called as pool boiling. So normally it is defined as when heat is added to a liquid from a submerged surface, that is nothing but the solid, then it is called as pool boiling. So normally we are knowing about the swimming pool. So the same word is here for boiling transformation or boiling definition. So when it is the boiling is taking place in pool, then it is called as pool boiling. Now on the basis of the temperature, some definitions or the concepts are added in the heat transfer to the boiling liquid concept, like subcooled boiling or local boiling. So when the bulk liquid temperature is lesser than the saturation temperature, then it is called as subcooled boiling or local boiling. So this temperature, that is the bulk means large quantity. So the whatever the liquid present in that vessel or in the boiler or in the heat exchanger, so that bulk liquid temperature, if it is less than the saturation temperature, then that phenomena is called as local boiling or subcooled boiling, right? Then next one is saturated pool boiling. When heat is added to a liquid from a submerged surface and the liquid is maintained at saturation temperature. Now this liquid is maintained at saturation temperature, right? So this condition, when bulk liquid temperature is less than saturation temperature, then it is local boiling. If it is equal, because we are maintaining this bulk liquid temperature at saturation temperature, then it is called as saturated pool boiling, right? So in this condition, the condition is bulk liquid temperature is equal to saturation temperature, then it is called as saturated pool boiling. Now this pool boiling we know. Now here I have explained the phenomena of this pool boiling. What exactly this phenomena? Boiling is takes place with the help of some external media like steam. We are providing the heat as a energy to that liquid and the boiling is taking place. So with the help of this hot submerged surface, this temperature of the liquid is equal to the boiling point of the liquid, right? So when it achieves, the bubble formation started. So when this bubble are forming and when these bubbles are generating in a large quantity, then these bubbles are disengaged from the surface and it is going to the vapor space, right? So temperature is increasing. When the temperature of this liquid is equal to the boiling point of liquid, then bubble formation starts, and this bubble or the number of bubbles when more, then these bubbles are disengaged from the surface or submerged surface and it is going to the vapor space. Now these vapors are leaving is in equilibrium with the liquid at its boiling point. So whatever the temperature of this saturated liquid is equal to the temperature of this vapor. So these vapors which are leaving from this vapor space is equilibrium with the liquid temperature. So that is the main condition. So vapor is in equilibrium with the liquid, and this phenomena is called as pool boiling. So these are the different definitions or the concepts under the heat transfer to the boiling liquids. Now in this heat transfer of boiling liquid, when there is no agitator or no stirrer is present and the heat transfer occurs, then normally the main factor is surface tension. So on the basis of surface tension, this bubble formation or bubble sticking to the surfaces and bubble disengaging from this surface is depend. So this heat transfer is the combination of this free convection, that is natural convection, that is depends on the density difference. When the heat is added to the liquid, obviously that liquid gets low denser, and these low denser particles or the molecules are moving upward. So this is called as simple free convection. And on this, in this phenomena, apart from this free convection, bubble formation and disengaging is also there. So with the help of this bubble formation and disengaging, heat transfer takes place. So this heat transfer in this boiling liquid is the combination of free convection and bubble convection. So these bubbles are normally forms in this three way, that is ABC. So these formation of bubbles and sticking of this bubble with the submerged surface is depends on the surface tension. So when the surface tension is low, then you can observe this diagram. So very low part of this bubble is stick to the surface. When the surface tension is medium, then more area is acquired by this bubble on this submerged surface as compared to the A point. And when the surface tension is high or large, then the bubble can spray or normally spreading the more surface on the more surface, and it acquires more surface area when the surface tension is high. So on this basis, means on the basis of surface tension, whether it is low, medium or high, the contact point or the contact area is depend. Now in the case of A, the contact point is very less or the contact area is very less. So this bubble can disengage very quickly as compared to B and C. Now in this case, the area acquired is less as compared to C, but area acquired is more as compared to A. So here this is the point B, and disengagement of this bubble is between the A and C condition. And in this C case, when the surface tension is high or large, more area is acquired as compared to A and B. So disengagement of bubble is difficult. So disengagement is difficult. It means bubble convection is low. So the heat transfer phenomena is depends on the bubble formation also and bubble disengagement also. And this bubble formation and disengagement is depends on the surface tension. So this is the parameter on which the heat transfer phenomena or the rate of heat formation is depend. Now this pool boiling of saturated liquid can be explained with the help of this diagram, with the help of this phenomena, where the main parameters are the heat flux and heat transfer coefficient. So we must study how much or how the heat flux is changing, or how the heat transfer coefficient is changing with respect to the temperature difference. And with the help of this diagram or figure, we can explain how the heat flux is changing, right? So please observe this diagram or graph. On the y-axis, that is heat flux. On the x-axis, temperature difference. So this delta T is nothing but the driving force. So when this Q by A is proportional to delta T, so normally this graph is like this. In this graph, suppose from A to B point or B to C point, so it is a positive slope, and from C to D it is a negative slope, and from D to E it is again positive slope. So what exactly this indicate, and what are these A to B, B to C, and C to D, and D to E segments are? So you can observe first what exactly this diagram. So this AB here from A to B, natural convection occurs. Then from B to C, nucleate boiling occurs. From C to D, transition boiling occurs. And from D to E, film boiling is occur. Right? So this Q by A is nothing but heat flux, and delta T is nothing but the temperature difference or the driving force. Now in this case, the temperature difference or delta T is TW minus T, where TW is the surface temperature and T is the average bulk temperature, bulk liquid temperature, right? So what exactly happened? If you take the example, suppose of boiler, then the metallic surface of this boiler is nothing but the surface, and we are putting the liquid in the boiler, right? So initially, what exactly happened when we are providing the heat as a energy, then the temperature is going to increase, right? So this temperature is increasing, it means delta T is also increasing. So if you observe on the x-axis, so if it is A to B, it means it is moving from here to here on the x-axis. So temperature drop is also increases as the TW, that is temperature of the surface, is increasing because we are providing the heat. So normally after some time the temperature is increasing, and if the temperature is increasing, TW minus T, that is delta T, is also increasing. Suppose from this point to this point, if delta T is increasing, then the Q by A is also increasing, because normally this Q by A is nothing but H delta T, right? So this is the basic equation where we can understand this Q by A is proportional to delta T. So if this delta T is increasing, obviously this Q by A should increase. And that is why on the y-axis, if you observe this A to B point, the Q by A, that is nothing but heat flux, is also increasing. So initially when temperature is increasing, it means it is a heating. So in the heating, the density of particles is going to decreasing, and due to the low density particles or low density molecules, the molecules or the particles of the water is going upward, and that is the operation where it is called as free convection or natural convection, and that is why this segment AB is called as natural convection segment, right? If we continue on increasing the temperature, if you continue on the supplying of this heat or energy media, then delta T is again increasing. So from B to C means on the x-axis, so in the right direction, and B to C, it means here on y-axis it is upward directions. So B to C, again the temperature is increasing, and in this case the temperature is on the higher side, right? So that may be is equivalent to boiling point of that particular liquid or water, and the heating of liquid is faster than the A to B. That is not only on the basis of density difference, that is not only basis of free or natural convection, and that is why it is called as nucleate boiling. Means it is a faster boiling, nucleate boiling. So that is section BC. Now, in this nucleate boiling, as the temperature is more, as the rate of boiling is higher, as the temperatures are higher, bubbles are forming on a faster rate. And now on C2D case, why this Q by A or heat flux is decreasing? Because we are increasing the temperature, but still the heat flux is decreasing. So why it happened? So it is called as transition boiling. Normally, when the bubbles are forming and disengaging from the surface, and if the temperature is on the higher side, then more bubbles are disengaging on a faster rate. So within second, many bubbles are formed on upper layer, and these bubbles are nothing but the insulation layer of temperature. So this is the thermal insulation. So this acts as a thermal insulation. And if the thermal insulation is there, it means these bubbles or the layers of bubbles acts as a resistance to the heat transfer. And if the resistance is added, obviously the rate of heat transfer, the heat flux is decreasing from C to D, right? So where after increasing the temperature continuously, this bubble split up and this layer can be decreased, the thickness of this layer can be decreased, and after a particular temperature, all these bubbles are splitted and normal convection occurs again. So from the D point to E point, so the resistance is lesser, resistance is going to become zero, and temperature is again increasing, and the heat flux is also increasing, or the rate of heat transfer is also increasing. Now in this cases, near about negligible bubbles are there or no bubbles, and that is why here radiation is also occur. Because normally when we are talking about the heat transfer in liquids, then it is nothing but the convection. So without liquid, directly heat is transfer, then it is the combination of this radiation and convection. So in these cases from D to E, heat flux is also increased as we are increasing the temperature, right? And this film formation of these bubbles, and that is why it is called as film boiling, right? So in this case, D to E, it is called as film boiling. So in case of bubbles, now the film is formed, and on the basis of this film, we can call it as film boiling, right? So this is the segment or the phenomena where the A to B, free convection or natural convection, B to C, nucleate boiling, C to D, transition boiling, and D to E, film boiling occurs. Now, if you observe this graph, on the C point, the Q by A is maximum, and that is why it is called as maximum flux for nucleate boiling, or critical point or critical flux, right? So in the industries, this, even though this E may be equal or more than the C point, but it is not desirable in the industries, or it is not a common practice in the industries. Because to achieve this E, we have to increase the temperature up to here, and we have to increase the temperature, it means we have to provide this much of steam. It means it is the cost addition. So that is why in the industries only A to B segment or B to segment is desirable and economical for the boiling process, right? So in this way, this Q by A is proportional to delta T, or as delta T changes, Q by A is also changing. In the same way, if you observe this heat transfer coefficient versus delta T graph, then you can understand the phenomena or the nature of graph is near about same. So in this case also, as the delta T is increases, as the temperature is increases, here also instead of Q by A, I have taken this heat transfer coefficient, that is H. So in this case also, normally from A to B and B to C, the graph is positive, the nature of graph is positive slope. It means as we increase the temperature, as we increase the temperature drop, A to B heat transfer coefficient is also increasing. B to C heat transfer coefficient value is also increasing. And it is only desirable practice in the industries from A to B and B to C. Because after C to D or D to E, the small increase in heat transfer coefficient or small heat flux increase, but we have to apply this much of energy to increase the temperature, which is not desirable, which is not acceptable by the management, and which is not the economical. That is why on the basis of this heat transfer or the pool boiling concepts, we have to adopt this area, that is from A to B or maximum up to C. So C is the critical flux or the maximum flux which we can achieve with the help of this pool boiling phenomena. And on the basis of this heat flux and heat transfer coefficient values, we can adopt the temperatures as well as the mechanisms or the phenomena up to what value and what quality of vapor or the steam we require, right? So these are the different concept definitions and some graphs how the Q by A or H is changing with respect to temperature difference, that is a driving force. These are the different points. Thank you.